Hello everyone! Today I'm going to show you some of the cool things we did in our Cancun and Tulum vacation. First, let me tell you a little bit about this gem. Cancun, Mexico is a tropical paradise located on the eastern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. Known for its beautiful beaches, crystal clear waters, and vibrant nightlife, it is a popular vacation destination for people from all over the world. Now let's get started. Number 1. Explorer Park. This place is located in Tulum. Plan to be in this park all day. It is a water park where we had lots of fun. They have so much activities here like underground water canoeing, huge water slides, hammock swings, zip lining, ATVs in the jungle, and underground water caves you can explore. Make sure you take water shoes as they will be needed, and a swimsuit or water clothes because you will be getting wet all day. Now as far as photos go, you can take your phone if you want. I recommend a waterproof case. Take your own, or you can also purchase one at the park. The park also gives you the option of buying photos taken by them, which is about $80. But totally worth it because they have cameras set up all around the park, getting awesome pictures of you doing your activities throughout the day. So if you don't want the hassle of taking your phone and risking it getting lost or wet, forget it and just enjoy the park, as you can buy all the pics at the end of the day. You will also get a locker when you arrive so you can store all your belongings, and reef-safe sunscreen will also be provided. Also, the park has a restaurant. It is included in your pass if you buy the lunch option, so don't worry about needing to leave the park to eat, as food is available and it's very delicious. Number 2. Rio Secreto. This place is also located in Tulum. This place is a huge cenote, which is an underwater sinkhole. You will have to do a short hike where they will provide you with a water suit to start your excursion. Once in the cave, a guide will take you around and explain how sinkholes came to be. You will be able to admire Mother Nature and learn about sinkholes with a knowledgeable tour guide. This is more of a relaxing thing to do. I'd recommend scheduling this toward the end of your trip, as it doesn't require you to be full of energy. You will explore, listen to the guide's story, and just admire the beauty this place has to offer. You won't be able to swim freely in this cenote, as it's more of a guided tour, where you will follow the guide as he explains about cenotes. Also, no phones are allowed in this cave. Here you will also have the option to purchase the pictures at the end of the excursion, where you will be charged an arm and a leg for it. Number 3. Visit the Musa. This is an underwater museum. The museum is a series of sculptures submerged in the ocean, which can be viewed while snorkeling or diving. Now, depending on the weather, this will determine how good you can see the sculptures. We did the snorkeling excursion, and when we went, the weather was on our side. We were able to see most sculptures, but I have heard when the weather is cloudy, the sculptures are hard to see. You will have a guide with you in the water and will be showing you these sculptures and reefs. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you will not regret, so I definitely recommend doing this. Number 4. Visit Chichen Itza. These ruins are one of the 7 wonders of the world, so it's a must-see when you are in the area. We booked our excursion with Viator, which we totally recommend. We were picked up at a meeting location in Cancun by a bus. The buses are super comfortable with air conditioning and even bathrooms. The bus takes you to Yucatan, where the ruins are located. Once you are there, you will be paired with a tourist guide that will take you around the pyramids and tell you about the history of this place. You can take pictures, and they give you time for yourself so you can explore the area on your own. You cannot climb the pyramids, unfortunately. Our tour guide included a visit to Valladolid, I think that's how you say it, which is a nice small town where you can buy a coffee or a small treat on your way back to Cancun. At the end of our trip, we also visited a cenote nearby the pyramids, where we got to cool down in the water and eat lunch. This was an all-day excursion, so plan to be busy all day exploring this area. Number 5. Visit the beaches. Cancun offers many beaches, some of them with a chill-out area, hammocks, sunbeds, and service of drinks and food, where you can just relax and soak up the sun. So you can't go wrong with just chilling at the beach. Most beaches also have water equipment rentals like snorkel gear, jet ski rentals, so you can play in the water. The water is crystal clear in Cancun and it's very nice and warm. We went in March, so it was the perfect time to be there, as we didn't run into the risk of having the sargazo, which is the nasty seaweed that takes over the shorelines of beaches. The locals say June is the season for sargazo to be at its peak, so you might want to avoid the beaches during the month of June. March, we found, was a perfect time to be there as it was warm and the beaches were clear. Number 6. Visit Mercado 28. This place is like a swamp meet. We thought it was the perfect place to buy our souvenirs and take back to our families. There are also food options in case you get hungry while shopping. Now, a bit of a tip, the locals will start their price out high, so try to negotiate your price when buying items. Don't look extremely interested in the items, as sometimes their prices will go all the way from $10 to $1. To get to this mercado, we did take a bus from downtown to here, which was one of a hell of a ride. It was an excursion all of its own. Number 7, if you are looking to have fun and dance your butt off, go to the Zona de Discotecas. This is the downtown area where all the nightclubs are at, like the famous Coco-bongo. Now they do get packed, so be prepared to party with a bunch of people. However, if you're looking for a good time, make sure you stop by and visit the nightlife at downtown in Cancun, as it is known to have one of the best nightlife experiences. Our personal tips while in Cancun. Uber does work in Cancun. Well, kinda. There is a large political tug between Uber and the taxi companies. Uber drivers will not pick you up around very touristic areas or around taxi drivers or the police in fear of what could happen to them if they did. Uber drivers told us they can get beat up and chased by the taxi drivers or ticketed by the police if they get caught Ubering. So here's what we were told. If you're in a highly touristic area and no Uber driver is picking you up, just walk a block away and try again. Once we did that, we had no problem getting an Uber to get around. As you know, Uber is fairly cheaper than getting a taxi, so I highly recommend that if you're on a budget. Also, there is no Uber at the airport, so you will need to get a cab to begin with, but don't worry, there are many there waiting to greet you. Another tip, now only if you can and only if you feel comfortable, try eating at local restaurants away from all the touristic areas. Touristic areas price gouge their food, and maybe they are worth it to some people, but I found that the best foods are at small pop-up shops and mom and pop restaurants for like a fraction of the price, and what I thought to be as twice as delicious. Look them up in Yelp and Google Maps and see which restaurants are local by reading the reviews. One more tip, many activities are in Tulum, and unfortunately Cancun and Tulum are about 2 hours apart. All the activities we did were about an hour and 20 away, so if you're not willing to travel that far, make sure you double check your bookings, because getting a taxi or getting an Uber to Tulum from Cancun can get pricey. We were looking at about $100 each way, and that was on an Uber. Now, when you book your hotel, you will notice if you look at the map what's called a zona hotelera. This is where most tourists stay, and the prices of these places are higher than if you just stayed in the Cancun area. So if you want to save a couple bucks and don't mind driving into town, stay in the Cancun area instead of the Zona Hotelera area. We personally stayed at a Verbo location away from the Zona Hotelera because we had many activities booked and we weren't looking for a fancy place to spend time in. The second place we stayed was at Rio Resort towards the end of our vacation. We were exhausted from all the activities and looking to relax. This was perfect because, as you probably know, at a resort you get all-inclusive, meaning food and drinks and pretty much everything is free. So we would wake up and enjoy soaking by the beach all day, and towards the end we would do some of the activities the resort included. Some of the ones we did were silent disco, which was a blast. The other was a night dance, which was a blast out on the beach. There are also lots of volleyball tournaments to enjoy throughout the day in the pool. Our food there was decent, but do know that dinner spots, we did have to make a reservation to get in. So make sure if you are planning to visit the resort restaurants, you figure out if you have to make a reservation, because we did not know this the first day and had to wait till the next day to get into the steakhouse and the Asian cuisine. And that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks you guys for watching. I hope you guys found this useful. Please like and subscribe and have a great vacation.